Hey, hey. Oh, talk about hand in the face. So tell me, am I coming in okay? Sound good? Let me know. Thumbs up or a one to say, hey, sound is good. Welcome. Quickly to all my rebroadcast viewers. Oh, cool. Thank you. I want to say thank you for joining. Your time is precious. I know it is, and I appreciate you rewatching this replay. And I hope you find it value and you'll share with your followers. I would encourage anyone that to excuse me. Let me share with your followers. Please click and slide up on the droid and click to the right and do that with the Apple and just share with followers. I think this is a really important subject and it's something that's mattered a lot to me quite a bit. Thank you, thank you. And I love it when you tap the screen for hearts. It also is great, just encouraging. I love it. Purple, beautiful. Right on. So we'll get started here in just a minute. So if you want to introduce yourself, say hi, that'd be great. I'd like to know who's on here and get to know people as we build this community. Yes, that's right. That's right, Joyce, you're right. Purple is your favorite. Every now and then on yours I get to be purple, so it's kind of a treat. Hey, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. Yes. Yes, I do. Thanks for coming on. All right. So as you come on, just say, maybe introduce yourself by name, so I get to know who's here if you want to. And if you're someone just on the background wanting to check this out, I understand. I've been there too, so that's okay. This is an important subject to me. I hope it brought you in because it matters. It's a big deal. And we'll get into some of the specifics momentarily. I'll introduce myself here in probably about 10-15 seconds, okay, to get started. You said chocolate, right? I figured that might attract a few people. Probably should have put a hashtag on that, maybe grab a few more people's attention, right? How funny. All right. So we'll get started just for the replay viewers too, so they're not hanging out here forever going, what the heck. So my name's Eric Alber, a registered nurse for over 10 years in the industry, turned into a huge fitness and nutrition nerd, if you will, and just saved my own poor health. So now I'm sharing it forward with others, following a very important new plan that I've looked over. Many different plans, been on a few things, done the yo-yo thing, all that, but the Venice nutrition plan of PFC every 3, which is the protein, fats, and carbs every 3 hours, has changed everything for me, and I'm advocate of it now. I'm actually going to get certified and licensed to teach it and pay it forward because I believe in it that much, and I've only been on it probably about a week, and I'm already noticing a difference. Biggest thing is energy and cravings. I don't have a ton of weight to lose, so I'm sure it's going to take me a little bit, but I definitely have some fat I want to lose, mostly in that darn midsection down here, where it's the stubborn stuff, which that's always been my challenge. So we'll see. I'll report down the road on it. The other thing is so that's one of the things I'm doing. And my email, if you want to reach me at realhealthwitheric@gmail.com, reach out to me and we can start a conversation there as well. I do advocate for in-home workouts because I don't get to the gym myself. Hey, it's Ron, right? Did I get it right? Dean Fit, Ron, I think. Thanks for inviting your followers too, by the way. So I advocate being a Ben. Dang it! I knew I'd get it wrong once more. I won't forget now. Ben, I got it. Thanks, Ben. I love it. So anyway, I'm advocating for P90X, Insanity, those in-home workouts. I do have those available. I know I've been doing those for over 4 years, and they've changed my life. So I advocate for those and help people get on those programs. And again, the PFC every 3, the Venice Nutrition Program, that's available too. Just hit me up at realhealthwitheric@gmail.com. Without further ado, let's get started here. Thank you again for your time. It's precious, so I don't want to waste it. Food addiction is real, and I want you to screenshot this ugly mug right here because he is the face of addiction. Yes, I am the face of addiction. I am very much an addictive person. Addictive personality very much in my family, but I was a... If there any, I'll always eat food. Food is fantastic. I'm a foodie. My parents, my dad and my grandmother, a history of great cooks. So love food. I mean, and it's good food too, but I eat way too much of it if I'm not careful. So that's a big number one problem for me. Second thing is Anytime there was a dessert table, especially around the holidays like now, I'm so grateful for this new plan I'm on, the PFC every three, because zero cravings. I'm not desiring the cookies. My kid brought some home that they decorated in their class the other day. Didn't bother me. I didn't care. Didn't even have a draw, which I would have normally had the draw. Oh my gosh. So that was, yeah, cream puffs. Oh my gosh, yes. Any of them. I don't care. There's sugar in it. I'm good, okay? I could probably eat anything with sugar. Probably spoonfuls of sugar if I'm stupid enough. But anyway, hi. Nice. Thanks for joining. So yeah, I am the face of addiction, and my heaviest I was like 214 pounds, and most people thought, oh, you're not fat. They didn't think it doesn't always have to be fat here. That's the other thing that I want everybody to be aware of. It's not about necessarily how much you look like a foodie or a fatty foodie, whatever the term is, obese. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean anything, because I had habits that were gonna make me a pretty bad, horrible outcome. Yes. Sugar makes me do bad things. I love it. Yeah, you can get pretty psychotic on it, I think. My goodness, and it's addictive. It is so addictive. I got a screenshot here I'm going to share with you in a few minutes of some brain scans that they did that are pretty amazing and eye-opening, and it blew my mind. And the one thing I didn't understand about being a food addict and addicted is that it hijacks your brain. The chemical disposition in your brain changes. And that's something I just really got into studying recently and learning and understanding that when we get on sugar and the processed foods and all the crap that the government says is approved and good and part of that stupid pyramid they all want us to do, even if you put it on a plate and make it a plate image, I don't care. It's crap. And so, you get on that stuff, and I'm telling you what, yes, removing sugar, you got it. That breaks it every time. But it's hard to find something. When you take something out, you got to replace it with something that keeps you from going back. And that's what I didn't understand. And so and I took some notes here, so I apologize if I'm head bobbing a little bit. I just don't really, this is so important to me and means so much. I don't want to miss something and misinform. I really want you to get the nuggets out of this that I got. And so, one of the things I'll show you again in a minute, these brain scans are phenomenal, but scientifically this has now been proven in probably more recent times. I'd say within the last 10 years, they're really, because of the science and the technology we have, we're really proving that addiction to food is a reality. That's not just stop eating, you fatso, and getting insulted. It's really, it's real, and you can't just stop. It's no different than anybody else hooked on any other drug. And that's one of the things that they stated, that it can be as powerful as cocaine and heroin, alcohol, cigarettes, nicotine. It's just as powerful chemically. And again, it hijacks that. In your brain, we have a reward center. And when it's normally healthy, you'll see that in this brain scan, what a healthy one looks like. And then when it's totally hijacked, what that brain scan looks like. And it's hard to break it. It does really take a rehab in a way to do it. And one of the things that's very interesting to me is I heard someone say in one of the talks that I was watching, I think they said they would rather have their child be addicted to cocaine or some kind of drug, because the one thing they can do is they can get them away from it. With food, you have to eat. So if food is your addiction, you gotta live, you gotta survive, you gotta eat. So it's really important that you have the right plan, which I believe here in the DN Nation and the PFC every three plan that we're on with Venice Nutrition, it is it, because it's dealing with blood sugar, and that's where when that gets off, we get screwed up and the addiction comes back. And and of course, staying away from some of those foods that can trigger you no matter what. Even when you're away, you've got to work on that. So, yeah, it's everywhere. You got that right. And basically, we can see this kind of ruining people's lives and relationships and everything. I mean, you can go so far away from it, that you can get anorexic and do all those other things and have horrible body image. I mean, you can see where it ruins you. It's sad. And so, the one thing that it's working on, this chemical called dopamine, that's the brain chemical that gives us that feel-good burst of pleasure and satisfaction that is normal. And really, it's very interesting when you study the brain and how it works. The reason that when they do heroin, they get a huge, overwhelming rush of that feeling the one time. So that's why we have the risk of overdose, because that second time the brain automatically closes off the receptors for the dopamine, and so it's got nowhere to go and like a cup be caught in. So it's like, oh no, and the user goes, dude, I didn't get that rush like the last time. What the heck? So it's a defense mechanism, but it also can be, because it's so addictive. Now you have to do more and do more and do more and do more, and you can get the pattern, and you can see how easily you can die from that. Thank God the food doesn't kill you right away, but I think it's worse because it can kill you over time, and it's so subtle and we don't notice it. So that's where that dopamine response and good pleasure feeling, I mean, we can get it from just smells. That's why essential oils are so huge in the diffusers. I didn't understand that either until recently. So, I mean, you can think about grandma's cooking when you get that one smell of that fire outside that you smell, and just reminds you of that wonderful camping trip. Dopamine gets released and you get that, good feeling. A beautiful sunset. All those things, it released that dopamine. And the more I've studied it now, our whole number one goal in life is to get that good feeling all the time. Yeah, rock the oils. They're amazing. Absolutely. You want to get oils from this young lady here, Drift Seed. At Drift Seed, follow her. She's got great stuff and she knows her stuff. And get those oils. They're fantastic. Anyway, so what happens when we get these chemicals and these false foods and sugars and false fixes, if you will, they hijack that reward center, and now it's messed up, and we have to have a plan to rehab out of it. And so so here I'm going to show you these brain scans here. I'm going to turn the camera around a second, and I want to show you the differences here. All right. So the first one you're going to see is a normal brain. That's what a normal brain looks like. All right? That's pretty cool. So then you walk on over here. Here's the cocaine brain. Sorry if my hand's shaking. I'm stretching out a little far. Sorry, guys. But that's the cocaine and normal brain. Now check this out. This is the obese brain that you're going to see, and it's also the sugar addicted, all the chemicals, bad eating, poor diet, and pretty much the American diet that almost 3/4 of the country is involved in right here. Look at that. Do you see much of a difference? Nope. Pretty incredible. I should see some hearts tapping for this. Come on now. That's pretty cool. All right. That's what that is. Show me some love. I love it. All right. So now we'll scan back here and check it out. Pretty impressive, guys. That was pretty eye-opening to me. I'm pretty much a visual learner and a visual guy, so that kind of stuff sticks with me for pretty much ever. So I hope it benefits you seeing that. But that was incredible. And so to get back to that normal looking brain, welcome those that are following us here, just joining us. I'm sorry that we're so deep into this, but we're talking about the food addiction and how just terribly addicted it is. My name is Eric Albert. I'm one of the nurse. I've been a registered nurse for about 10 years, about 5 years in the fitness industry, doing some coaching and training, using mostly the at-home, in-home workouts, P90X, Beachbody stuff. I love it. It works. I can't get to the gym, and I'm a busy guy, a family of 5, so just makes it easy on me, and that's what I try to advocate for those that can't get to the gym either. So hit me up at Real Health with Eric at gmail.com, and we can connect if you want to get into some programs, and also doing some of the meal planning for the Venice Nutrition plan. It's a quick little jumpstart program I kind of designed myself. It's a small one, very inexpensive, just to introduce it and get it started for people. Working on getting certified and everything in the program later. So that's me in a nutshell. Thank you for joining again. To continue on, so finalizing things here, and I'll get you guys off the scope. Just as you saw, there needs to be a plan that goes a 180 from those obese and cocaine brains we just saw. And to get back to normal, the beautiful thing is the body is amazing that it can get back there. It's just we have to do an about face, a repentance, a paradigm shift, and we have to get away from what we're feeding it. The hard part is that once you're into that, your body's craving that. That's what it desires. And so just like the addictive person with any drug, it's the same thing with the food. So we have to change that. And I believe, again, going back to the rehab plan that I've now become introduced to, thanks to Dave Nelson and Felicia at Fitness by Felicia. They're both phenomenal. They've done a great job introducing me to the reality that exists with the Venice Nutrition plan that balances our blood sugar and kills cravings. Because I'm telling you, about a week into this now, I've had 0 cravings, and high energy. And that is the first time ever in my life that I've experienced zero cravings. I've tried other diets, I've tried other meal plans, things that I've done. They've worked for a period of time, but they've never worked to completion. Yes, the jury could still be out, I suppose, in this in some people's minds, but there's enough of people out there that are doing this already. Nah. Um, I'm just reading some of the comment here. I'm sorry. Heavily sensitive oil triggers most do, but everyone is different. Yes, true. So, you know, there's enough evidence with people been on this almost 90 days and years that, you know, especially through Dave, that's been, you know, sharing this for so long, that they're having no issues with this. So, but it, you know, everyone's individual is different. I don't want to broad stroke and say that every diet is for everyone and one diet specific for everybody, shall I say? But you got to find one that works for you. And in 4 or 5 years of working on, you know, trying many of them, I gotta tell you, this one is the bomb diggity. It's everything. I don't see myself going anywhere different with any other meal plan. And the nice thing is, it's a set of principles. It's not diet food and things you gotta do temporarily. This is real food, real life, and you just get to make it fit into certain parameters based on your own individual statistics, and it's fabulous. How much better can that be, you know? How long have I been doing it? I've been on it for about 4 or 5 days now, actually, earnestly. I've known about it for probably 2 weeks and dabbled with it and had moments of firework excitement with it, but it never something I stuck with. You have to use plans to create a template, then customize for yourself. I'm not sure what you meant by that comment. Maybe you can clarify for me. So the last thing I'm going to say real quick on the addiction side is understand when we're getting together with family and friends here that, you know, when we see somebody that might be addicted, realize that they just can't stop, okay? So that's the point of the entire message here, is that to get away from this and get into a new plan, the old plan that they're on, what they're doing, they just can't simply stop by telling them to, you know, slap their hand and say stop it. It's no different than the alcoholic or the cocaine addict or anybody. They've got to get away from it, start a new process, and get moving. And the other thing I was going to say, exercise is a great antidepressant. You get so much energy, such a feel-good rush from that. You add that into a diet that kicks butt, I'll tell you what, you're going to feel amazing. So that's the other piece that I, you know, would advocate for, is it doesn't have to be strenuous exercise necessarily. If you want to go hard and go long and crazy, then please do it. Because that almost can be a good replacement for the addiction. You know, you got to find other fixes that are addictive, but they're healthy ones, healthy choices. I mean, I'd rather be addicted to exercise and eating right than I would be to the other stuff that could do significant damage, right? I mean, it's just the way it is while you're rehabbing until you really get a pattern and get settled. So that's just kind of my thoughts there. So any questions, comments that I can address before we wrap it up here? I really appreciate it. You're feeling guilty. Oh, I didn't mean to put guilt on anybody here. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, endorphins are addictive. You're right about that. You missed what I said on essential oils. I just said that the main thing that I'm not the expert on this. Driftseed here, follow her on this scope. She's on here at Driftseed. She's amazing with her knowledge and usage of the oils. But the one thing I was saying that I understood about them recently is that there she is. She's screenshot that. Tap the screen right now. You can follow her. She does a daily scope as well. It's pretty good. The thing with the oils is that the scents that you get and stuff. I mean, there's other uses of them, of course, but it can just trigger a dopamine release of a feel-good feeling in you when you just have a certain scent that reminds you of maybe a great memory or something, that, you know, an ocean view or something, or a time on a cruise, that certain smell, and it releases that dopamine and does that good feeling, and it just makes you calm and stress relieved. I mean, because that's really what addictive people try to do. They're trying to, more times than not, stuff something that's painful, you know, that kind of thing. Oh, okay, yes, you're scoping in a few. Yes, she'll be on in a few minutes here, guys, at Driftseed. So if you follow her, you're going to get the notification. And I would ask you guys to continue to share your follows. Shoot me a follow here if you don't. I'm also at Real Health with Eric at gmail.com. realhealthwitheric@gmail.com. So the last thing I'm going to say in my closing thought here is, and I made a note of this, you know, we have to see and treat addiction as we would any other life-threatening addiction. It is real, it's chemically proven, it's scientifically proven, and, you know, 3/4 of Americans can't be lazy, no good for nothings, just slugs, that's just not possible. So there's something wrong. There's definitely something wrong, and it has to do with the hijacking that I believe the industry at large has understood, because they know psychology, they know the chemical addiction that this creates, and they're out to do this to us, unfortunately. And we have to fight back against it as a community. And that's why I want to scope on stuff like this: nutrition, health, fitness, attitude, mindset change, education of how we can be locked arm in arm together to get out there and fight against the machine, so to speak, that's trying to hijack our health. Because I believe food can be trusted again, and we can make ourselves healthy through it, and get rid of a lot of bad diseases that the medical world just says, oh, sorry, sucks to be you, here, take a pill. No. Take some nutrition. Trust it again. Learn to trust your nutrition. If you want to, join myself and others in the DN Nation here. We're all preaching about it, sharing on it, and living evidence of it. So we can beat this. Hey, thanks for joining. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Any other questions or comments, you guys? I really do appreciate. Okay, so thank you, Felicia. I was going to ask you about that, what your hashtag was. I'll start adding the family there. I got the FBF, but I missed the family. So I gave you props, girl, because you turned me on to this, you and Dave. So I thank you for everything you're doing and leading the charge in this thing. DN Nation, yes, ma'am. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. I know you're probably a little late. Hopefully you can catch the first part of the scope in a replay. Ciao. Thanks for joining, Driftseed. Joyce, appreciate it. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you guys. I appreciate the feedback. I'll go back and look at some of the comments. If there was anything I missed that you wanted me to address, I'm sorry. I get a little focused on what I want to share, and if I get reading those comments, it just gets me off track. So I'll get better at this, I'm sure, as I go along. But I do appreciate you guys' time. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right. It's been a pleasure. Take care, and I hope you guys have a much blessed evening. Talk to you again soon.